get going there. 1, 2, 3.
I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? I love you, you love me. We're best friends like friends should be. With a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? Oh my.
Good evening, everybody. Just thought we'd mix things up a little bit tonight and play a little bit of I Love You because you love me. It's a shame. It's a goddamn shame. You know, it is what it is, I guess. When people push you to that point, you gotta laugh about it. That's what it is. It comes down to where you have to laugh. If you don't have no laughter in your life, what's the sense of living, right? That's the way I see it. So, how's all you fellow people doing this evening? Hopefully, you guys are doing well. I'm trying to make my screen bigger here. Okay, there. Oh, look at that! Oh my God, I can see my eyes. Look at that. Then I'm gonna have Tammy figure out how I can see all the comments. That way, I can answer everybody's questions.
It's not all to show you my phone.
So, all right, let's get started here. I'm trying to lay down this afternoon. I was supposed to go to an NA meeting tonight, but I got a little aggravated, because you got Rojo that wants to row her boat. And it's not going to be gently down the stream. It's going to be down a river somewhere eventually. Um, she likes to go on there and talk a lot of shit, you know. Bro, I didn't say nothing bad about Selena or whatever the fuck you want to call her. I can give two fucks about her. But the only thing I'm saying is that she's the one that likes to talk shit. Um, you really shouldn't go on there and like aggravate people. Like, what are you doing? Are you squatting? Because you were living in the woods, you were living in the backyard or doing whatever. Are you a fucking squatter? I noticed that you have a roommate now. Are you both squatters? Because squatting, that's a no-no, especially in Jersey. You know, you think that people don't know where you reside. Guess what? Surprise, surprise, motherfuckers. I can find out where you live real easy. I know a lot of people down in the whole state of Jersey for crying out loud. So you don't want to play that game with me. But it's no threat. Okay? I don't make threats. I do promises. Promises are a lot better. Okay? And then you got Andrew, I don't know. I don't know what the hell his deal is. I don't know if he got dropped too many times as a child. I don't know if he got beat in his head too much as a kid. Um, I don't know if he fell off the stupid train or got beat with the stupid stick. Um, but I seen one of his lives earlier, and he said the R word and he said the N word, and I thought that was a no no on YouTube. You know, and it was in front of his daughter, and his wife told him not with her around. So how does that work? I'm not quite sure. Um, it's a shame. It really is. I like doing this. I like talking to you guys. I like laughing, joking, giggling, having a good time. You get Act Right up there. She posts pictures and just her accent and everything just cracks me up. With some of the shit that comes out of that woman's mouth is I gotta move away from the screen because it's just some funny shit. You know. Um, so we're gonna get into a couple different things tonight. I did message Mama Bear. I gave her a little bit more information, and it goes the same way like it did last time. You do whatever you need to do with that information. You can post it on yours. You can post it on mine. If I have to post it on mine, I don't care. I'll figure it out. But I want everybody to know. And the thing is I found I found out some information today that that what I sent Mama Bear is totally illegal. It's totally illegal. There's
That's not him. Tonight.
they're not supposed to do that at all.
There you go.
And Mama Bear will know exactly what I'm talking about, and everybody else will know exactly what I'm talking about as soon as you see the pictures go up that I sent Mama Bear. The thing is I got Andrew to somewhat admit what he was, beating around the bush about the EBT stuff. I don't care, but when somebody asks you a question, don't beat around the bush. Just be honest. Hey, if you need it, you need it. You don't, you don't. As a matter of fact, somebody went on there and said that anybody can get it. No, not everybody can get it, because there's a person that I know, he makes $40 too much a month. And he's got 5 kids and he can't get it. So explain to me how everybody can get it. And he has a full-time job. But he makes $40 too much a month. That's a shame, because he's the person that does deserve it, unlike some other useless fucks. And we won't mention no names, but we all know who we're talking about, or who I'm talking about. And yes, this morning I was a little rough cut, but I shaved up for this, edged my goatee, shaved, trimmed, nice and neat. Okay. I didn't want to be like that rugged mountain man, or my hair all fucking puffed out like Andrew's. That doesn't look like he took a shower in a week. So, needless to say, whatever you guys want to talk about, let's talk. I'm going to try to get Tammy to get all my people up here to where I can see what people comment on and if they have questions and all that. So just give me 1 minute. Tammy's going to be in front of the screen for a minute. No, she's not. She don't want her hairdo in there. Tammy's a little scared. I already got one crack in the screen, but it's okay.
I think the only way we'll do it is
Go to the buttons up there where restream is. Let's see what that does. Yeah. I'm still new at this, people. This thing gets me all fucked up.
well, I can do it, but you'll have to stay up there.
That's fine.
All right.
I'm good with that. Oh, there's Joe, Popowick, there's Nada, there's Act Right, there's Haley, there's A1, there's Tina, Hazapina. How is everybody doing tonight? I'm glad you guys made it. So, like I said earlier, it's not about anything in particular. I just figured I'd get on here and just set a couple things straight. And I know Mama Bear will be eventually on here. I'm not sure if she's on here yet. But like I said, I did send her some information, and she does with it whatever she feels free to do with it. Whatever information I get, it's all yours.
We even went.
I even went above and beyond a little bit today. I reached out. Well, I can't say it, me personally reached out. But Tammy reached out to a rescue that she knows, and we're going to get some information, some really good information about how the dog rescue world works. Because like this person said, they're very strict when it comes to the backyard breeding.
Under a rescue name.
And claiming that you are a dog rescue. You know, but like multiple people said, you know, the thing is with that deal, and that female knows that person knows who I'm talking to and talking about. Um, all your dogs are inbred because you never got rid of none of your puppies. You know, so I don't know how many litters you've had. Um, uh, you might have had a couple. I don't know.
And it depends on how many dogs she has on that
You know,
property.
and then you got a 2-bedroom trailer, and
There's limitations on
Yes,
the how many
there's-
dogs
yes,
you
there's-
have,
there's a
and then
lot.
if the
There's a-
code enforcement people are involved, it's even worse if code enforcement gets involved than the actual county.
But just to let you know, Mama Bear, I've been doing some research. I found some property that I'm looking. I'm thinking about moving actually. I've actually found a couple decent listings down in Sanford, North Carolina. Listen, the property that I've looked at, um, is good, is nice, you know. Being that I got dogs, what I would like to do is, like I told Tammy, is I want to build my, you know, if I get enough property, I'm gonna pour concrete, put radiant heat floor in, the whole 9 yards, build a nice shelter for my, you know, not just my dogs, but of course my dogs are gonna be in there also, besides being in the house, because they gotta be right up my ass, because I do love my animals. My animals are not in cages at all. They have the free roam of the house at all times, probably. But well, as you guys can see, you know, um, Grizzly got into the live the other night. Thor will get in the live. If I let Ace get up on my lap, he'll get in the live. But I love all my animals. Um, you know, the thing is, you know,
And they're pretty
Andrew,
much
and,
obedient.
you get certain people that go on there and they, you know, like I said earlier, they wish death on people. Yeah, you don't do that. You know, that's not right. That's just being disrespectful. I don't wish death on anybody. Maybe a couple people now since they pushed me to that point. But
And he just
you know, and the thing is, you know, he goes on there and says how, you know, he made a title saying, you know, I thought this was done, you know, a man of your word or whatever. I can't remember exactly what he said. But it is what it is, you know. He thinks I never squashed anything. I don't need to squash anything because needless to say, I didn't start it. I would have never got involved if he didn't pull the bullshit that he pulled with his stupid mouth, I should say. As I said earlier, it wouldn't matter if it was Haley. It doesn't matter if it's Nada, Act Right, A1, SS Brown, Suzette. It doesn't matter who it would be. I would do the same thing. You know, you don't do that. We spay them with roach spray, and poof, they're gone. Oh yes, I wish I could go down there and Andrew Munch don't like you because you suck. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I never really got along with Andrew. I basically tolerated him because of Elisa, but now I see what type of Elisa is also, you know. She feeds into the bullshit. She loves it. That he does this shit, and she's okay with him talking the way he does to people on the live, and the way he degrades people and the way he disrespects people. It's a shame, because if you don't have no respect for people, that means you have no respect for yourself. You know, Row, the ho, the squatter, I should say, you know, because basically that's what she's doing. She's squatting. You know, she comes on and she does a short and she says how she had a 3-bedroom house and she had all kinds of property. And Well, where is it now? Where is it now? You're living in a dead man's house. How does that make you feel? Does it make you feel more of a woman? But I guess now you feel like you're a queen because now you have a coffee maker. You can make yourself a fresh cup of coffee. You can take a nice hot shower instead of having all the gentlemen pissing a big black bag and taking a golden shower out by, standing by a tree, just poke a couple holes in it. It's, I mean, like do you guys really go back and watch your lives, your shorts? You guys sound like a bunch of fucking monkeys playing with a ball in a circus ring. Seriously. So if I built a big ring, can I put all you monkeys in it to play with your balls? Because you guys talk some stupid shit. Let's get on the subject of how they live. Let's get on the subject of how they can't keep a job. Oh, and I'm just gonna put this out there. And if Andrew, I know one of your trolls, one of your little minions or dropping in on this live, which I don't care because I have my mods here tonight and they're more than welcome to do whatever they need, whatever they find necessary to do with your little trolls, your little minions. Okay. We got on the subject earlier about your wife's job. I stated that it was telemarketing. You stated that it was a call center. Well, guess what? If you Googled it, like you Google everything else, call center, telemarketing, it's the same thing because they're selling a product. They're making phone calls. You have an inbound center and an outbound center. Your wife worked in the outbound center. So she was taking calls and doing calls to sell a fucking hearing aid. So where does that make it not telemarketing? But that's right. You only want to say the things that you're very sure of. Well, guess what? I just proved you wrong again, you stupid bitch. Because that's what you are. You tried to mock everybody. You tried to mock me. Guess what? It doesn't work. It doesn't work, buddy. So maybe you should go get a telemarketing job. You probably wouldn't be good at that either. You can't keep a job. So what else are you going to come up with next, Andrew? What else? Come on. Come play in Munch's Sandbox. I'm sure I can drop a link. You guys want to come in and play chit chat with Munch? Let's chit chat with Munch. Because I see Roho don't want to come and chit chat with Munch. Because she can row her ass right down the river. Fuck a crick. Fuck a stream. Fuck tards. Haley, that is my favorite word. Fuck tards. Fuck tards. That's all they are. I see Dippy don't want to get on live no more. Ever since she made that comment that, she runs a rescue. And then when Tammy came out with the 501c, boom, she stops her live and she deletes it. Well, you just claimed that you run a rescue. Running a rescue is running a rescue, not with your own dogs. They're all your dogs, you dumbass. No, BBD pics. No, I don't do that, Nada. I don't do that. I got the little tiny white worm. I got to put a pepper. I break out my pepper shaker, shake a little bit of pepper on it. It sneezes and it comes out of its shell. So I'm fine with that. I'm good. I don't want no BBD pics. No, absolutely not. Oh, look at that. Pepper. I can go sprinkle, 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 and it sneezes. And then it opens it. It blooms like a flower.
I tried it and it does work.
Hi, Connie. How are you
There's
tonight?
our girlfriend.
There's Connie. She can also attach that 1,000 pound mic as she rose. Oh, yes. Act right. I'm very surprised that you're on. Usually I don't see you too often.
Hang on.
He claimed his eye twitches and shot.
You done?
He can't work. Yeah, okay. His eye twitches. Listen. You want to guess what? His eye don't twitch. But after I'm done with him, his eyes are going to twitch. I love it. Let's see. Andrew, your own brother apologized for your behavior to me. You know what? And Haley, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm very glad you brought that up because I meant to bring this up earlier, but maybe now's a good time since you brought it up. I give Evan a lot of credit. The only thing I disagreed with was the way he came into Mama Bear's live and said what he said. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But I must admit, yes, Andrew
Open
or
wide. I see him.
Evan did come. He did message me. He did apologize. He apologized to Tammy and the whole 9 yards. It was never about him per se. Okay. I just didn't agree with some of the shit that he come out with. But he did apologize, and I give him a lot of credit. He also stated to me, and I have the message, that he's done with his brother's bullshit. His brother's on his own, is what he exactly said to me. So whatever I choose to do, I choose to do. I'm not really choosing to do anything except just continue on doing my lives and just have fun.
I am. I don't have a baby.
Is Evan autistic? I'm not quite sure, SS Brown Baby. One thing I could listen, honestly, no, that's not my pops. That's Tammy's dad. You're good, A1. I don't know if Evan's autistic. But one thing I can honestly say, and I'm not sticking up for him by any means, but because I have had conversations with Evan. Evan is a very, very intelligent person. He's not, stupid by any means. So I don't know exactly what happened with Evan when he was younger or anything like that. I really never got into it with him. But he is very smart. The big words that Evan uses, Evan knows what they mean. Evan uses them in the proper sentences. He pronounces them the proper way. But Andrew's part, I don't know. It's just Andrew, he uses words that sometimes I wonder if he's got a dictionary in front of him because he looks up the words first before he, he just uses them in the right manner, I should say. That's why I say he probably got a dictionary to look up the definition of the word to where he can properly use it. In all due honesty, Evan is not a bad guy, really. And Tina, I'm not sure if he had a bad car accident or not. I never heard about it. But act right, yes, you are right. Ericon is at least sensible. Yes, he is sensible. And honestly, I can sit here and say that if he's wrong, he admits that he's wrong. That's one thing I can say. It takes Andrew a long time to admit that he was wrong. And he still technically hasn't admitted that he was wrong, because, I know a few people that work in the Department of Social Services. I conversate with them a couple times a month, probably, because of the different programs that I'm in. Because they have to get caught up because there's certain people that go to these programs that are on assistance and that they have to go there and double check to make sure that they're doing their classes, their groups, their counseling and stuff like that. So with that being said, in order for him to reside, for her to be able to collect the EBT, which if that's the case, that's the case. Hey, it's yours. You want to claim it. But he has to be on that case. I never said that he's head honcho of the case. Those words never came out of my mouth. I was just adamant about him admitting that he was on that case. You have to be on that case because you reside in that home. Okay. Now, let's bring up another subject. Okay. Their marriage. Let's bring up their marriage. Is their marriage a fake? Is it a fraud? Is it to throw people off? Because, I wanted him to prove that they were legally married. Well, you still haven't proved that you're legally married because the thank you. See that my future father-in-law made me a nice meatball sub, meatball and sausage sub,
Excuse me?
and Tammy
Excuse me?
Tammy just got butt hurt for the first time. Butt hurt. So with that marriage thing, okay, I know you have to go down to the courthouse and get a marriage license, which back when I got married 25 years ago, it only cost me $25, which I don't care. I was married for 23 years, Like I said the other night on a live, I probably put my wife through hell for the last 5, 7 years of our marriage. Was that my fault? Yes, absolutely. I'll take the blame for that. She was a good woman. She was she's an awesome mother. And as far as I know, she's an awesome grandmother because my son did have a child and she will be too. And that is my little granddaughter, Gabriella. Eventually I will have her name tattooed on me. But when it comes to the marriage license and when you turn it in, down in, and I believe Tammy has the picture of it. And I think she screenshotted it. So I don't know if she sent it to Mama Bear yet or not. But I'm sure we'll post it. But in the down in the down left-hand corner, of course they white out stuff, because they don't want you to see certain shit, which I don't know why. Because technically I believe a marriage license is public record. So if I really wanted to see if they were married legally, I could go down to the thing and whatever. And that's all who you know
I
too.
can get it online.
It's all who you know. Okay. But down in the left-hand corner, it says in bold black letter, seal. Now that's where when you get married, you go back down. It's almost like a notary republic, notary person that notarizes shit. They stamp it. They have that thing, okay, and it grooves into the paper. You can rub your hand over it and it's bumpy, okay. No, I know you can mail it in, but they're only right up the street from it, factory, so it's like, I don't think their marriage is legal, to be honest with you. I don't think it's legit. Because it's not sealed. They got married in September. Last September. It's been a year so far. And they still haven't, and you still haven't proven that you're legally married. Why? What are you hiding? What are you hiding? I know why. Because in order for them to collect whatever they're collecting, they're going to make one of them go out and get a job. Or if she's collecting, and if he's not on that case per se, okay, they're going to take him for child support, which I remember a time to where he was technically, I seen the paperwork. He was paying child support for K. So that's my question. Is he legally married? Are they legally married? And Act Right, I do agree with you. You can mail it in, but not when they're just right up the street from the courthouse and you can go down there and boom, it's done. You get it stamped, you get your marriage thing, pop, and it's over with. It's been a year. They got married, I believe, on the 23rd of last September. Actually, tomorrow's a year for him.
But I thought you slept with her way over a year ago.
I supposedly slept with her well over a year ago.
And she said that about 5 months ago. 4 or 5 months ago.
So I don't know how that works with the marriage thing. Yes, it was Gordon. As a matter of fact, let's speak about Gordon. Gordon and Peaches. Gordon and Karen. Gordon and Karen are the ones that actually went to Tennessee with him. Those are the two people that actually went to Tennessee. Gordon and Peaches. Not Munch. Not Rob. I had a beach house in Warren. Okay. Vegas and Bama. Is that who it is? I think so.
Okay.
No, Vegas and Bama. Hello, Vegas. So, I don't care if they're married. I don't care if they're not. She can have him. He can have her. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. They're good for each other, to be honest with you. Like I said before, you got Mrs. Puff from SpongeBob, and then you got Squidward. A lot of people use people who get their abilities online. Yes, absolutely. So why be hush hush about your marriage if you're so adamant that she picked the right one? Why don't you be proud of it? Why don't you prove to everybody that you guys are legally married? Okay? What do you have to hide? Because I sure the hell wouldn't hide it. If Tammy and I got married tomorrow, you think I wouldn't be fucking happier than a pig in shit? I'd be like, hey, y'all, me and Tammy got married. Here's my fucking marriage license. I went down the same day, got it stamped the whole 9 yards. Why wouldn't you be proud of getting married? Why wouldn't you be happy about getting married?
Oh, Eric, you're gonna make me want to cry. I knew that.
Hello, Ericon. Everybody be nice.
Oh, they won't say anything then. I can tell you that right now.
But the thing is, I'm not even sure. Ericon, correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember, bud. But were you at Elisa and Andrew's wedding? I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't remember. I wish I could, bud. I know Jeff was there. Karen, Elisa's mom, sister, my cousin Jesse, the girls, Carrie and her daughter, myself, of course. So I'm not. I just can't remember. So I'm not sure if you were there or not. I know I think your mom was, and her significant other. But I'm not sure. Yes, it's very hard. Listen, I was very surprised when I first met Ericon, and Andrew told me that Ericon was his brother. Because Ericon is a totally different person than Andrew. He is. Like I said, when you talk to Ericon, and I don't know, I can't stand calling him Ericon, because I know him as Evan. Evan is a very smart individual. Yes, Ericon, listen, I'll be the first one to tell you, I've seen Ericon do it with the girls. Ericon is a big child. He is. He's a big child. He loves his nieces to death, but, sometimes you just, live and learn. And the thing is, it's the weekend. Is anything about them legit? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like I said, Elisa and I were friends for 11 years. I was friends with her before her and Andrew even got back together. Why they got back together, I don't know. Better her than me, I guess. You know, life is what you make it. You want an easy life, you'll have an easy life. You want a fucked up life, you'll have a fucked up life. You know, I don't need no more fucked up shit in my life. I fucked enough up in my life. Um, it takes an adult, it takes a person to admit that that he was wrong. I was wrong for a lot of shit. Um, Elisa and I didn't talk for a little while there. He said I didn't go to all three of Andrew's weddings. Okay, I wasn't sure, Evan. I wasn't sure if you
Oh,
were
he's
there or
been
not.
married 3 times?
Yeah, I know
Damn.
Jackie was the second one. I can't remember who the first one was. They told me one time.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's gotten his pecker wet.
But I mean, it's like he goes on there and
Still they want to talk shit about you.
and he sits there. That he slept with what? How many hundreds of girls? Why would you be proud of that? Why would you be proud of that? I don't know why you would even say that, on a live or during an interview that you have or whatever the case may be. But it is what it is, Hey, if you think you're a better man because you slept with over 200-300 women, hey, you got one up on me, buddy. Haley, you've been married 3 times. Listen, if I can't get married to you then. I'm sorry, because I'm only been married once. That's right, Evan. That's right. Takara. That's right. I forgot about that one. I couldn't remember her name.
Is that the one who went down the trip? Thing?
No, married. First marriage.
Hmm.
I kicked them all out of my houses. Well, I'm a good cook, Haley. I can cook. I can clean. I know how to clean a bathroom. I can feed you well. Tammy didn't get those stick thighs for no reason. Don't let her ulcer fool you. It was all that good eating.
I've always had thick
I
thighs.
gave her a lot. I gave her a lot of meat. Okay, a lot of meat. Sometimes a little bit more than what she could handle. But she does like the steak, and I'm not talking about the tube steak. She likes the prime rib and the filet mignon and the New York strip. But yeah, A1 was married once for 29 years. Once, huh? Only once, A1? He married her because she got SSI like I do. Married Jackie because she works. I'm not that I can see that, Ericon. I definitely can. I definitely can. But like I said, I appreciate your apology. I accept it. No hard feelings between you and I.
You didn't really need to apologize.
And you didn't really need to apologize because I already said to Tammy that if I did see you walking, that I would have stopped and I would have got out and I would have sent her home and I would have me and you could have went to Stewart's and we could have got a hot chocolate because I know you don't drink coffee. You could have got a hot chocolate. I would have got a coffee or whatever the case may be. I have no hard feelings with you. It's just, I don't know. You know how your brother is.
He just pushed it too far this time.
And he just pushed it too far because, I wouldn't wish death on anybody. I wouldn't wish, come on. I mean, as much as I've seen you get into, I don't think I've ever heard you personally say you wish death on anybody. You might have come out with some crazy shit, but I don't think anything like that. Make roach jelly.
Oh, roach jelly? The fuck
Roach.
is roach jelly?
Roach.
Oh, roach jelly. Oh, you're reading the comments.
Mama Bear, you got Tammy's father all fucked up over here. He's reading the comments. He goes, Mama Bear said you're going to make roach jelly. So you use both. One was for me.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Paper towel hog. Oh, you got an e-bike. Nice. Nice. You probably deserve it, Evan. You know, and just to put this out there, ladies, when Evan did live on in Gloversville, I did help him move to one time. And one thing I can say about Evan, my man is a fucking clean freak. He doesn't like a mess. He doesn't like a dirty house. He sees one little bug. It's not happening. Not with Evan. That is one thing I can say about Evan. He was a clean freak. Like, I mean, if you went into Evan's bathroom, I mean, he lived in a small studio apartment. You know, he had it was one big open area, and the only room that was really separate was the bathroom. And I tell you what, I mean, if you went into his bathroom, you could eat off his fucking toilet. I mean, I'm not just saying that. I've been to his apartment when he lived there, and I can sit here and say that that's very true. You know, Evan is not a dirty person by any means. So I don't know where, I don't know, Evan, I'm going to joke around a little bit, I don't know if you got the good brain cell or the good sperm cell or whatever the case may be. But you definitely got something more than him. Oh, laugh out loud. Ericon hates him because I can't stand what his brother is or stands for. True. Very true. And many times Evan has blown his brother shit up. Somebody came across the live the one time and said, oh, I'm going to put it out there. The one live Dippy was doing the one night where she had, I don't know, some other woman, female, and they were going back and forth from my live, talking all kinds of shit. And Dippy goes, that's what siblings do. Okay, I can understand that's what siblings do, but my siblings would never do that. But now I see why Evan probably did it because, I mean, hey, it's his brother. I get that. It's his brother. But Evan doesn't hold back from his brother either.
But it doesn't excuse Andrew's behavior either.
Right. And it doesn't excuse Andrew's behavior. Because how many more times is he going to do that? Before, his family members say, you know what? I'm done with it. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be involved in that. I don't want to listen to it. There's no need for it. I mean, like I said before, I mean, YouTube was to be, YouTube was supposed to be used for chit chatting, making goofy videos, video gaming, and all that. I don't think anybody ever really realized that it would come to this. But it did. So it is what it is, I guess. I just don't tolerate people's bullshit. For what? I don't. Movie night be so fun while I work. Laugh out loud. I'm sure it would be. Right? I'm that bitch mama bear. Munch, you got a big ass mouth. Big ass mouth. That whole thing fit. Yeah.
Shit.
Really? Keep it up, mama bear. Ass. But I tell you what, mama bear is good. Ericon goes, my mother has learned her lesson on Andrew. They don't see eye to eye. She always tells him to get a job and he starts arguments about it. Well, yeah, because he doesn't, he thinks, Evan, you know this. He always says that being a stay-at-home dad is a full-time job. Well, listen, those girls, they're in school.
You get another one.
They're in school. You know, so what's wrong with him going out and getting a job until at least the girls get out of school? If he wants to be there for them to get home.
What was wrong with it?
Don't like that color. I could have ate that, you know. Yeah. You took it.
You handed it to her.
You want pink or purple?
Purple. I'll have the other one.
Well, it's in the same.
You know, it's like that time when I helped to move,
Nah, it's probably dirty now.
Evan, that, I mean, look at the argument they got into out in the middle of the street, and that was like, what, at 8:30 in the morning, you know? I mean, I felt bad for you in a way
Didn't wanna
because
be on camera. Me, I don't give two fucks.
that was your house, you know, we were moving you, you know, you were in good standing with your neighbors, you know, so that whole shit show probably made you feel a little uncomfortable. And it shouldn't have happened like that, you know? But I also know how Andrew is, just like you know how Andrew is.
Lisa, how you gonna do that when you ain't got no water in there? Oh,
Yeah, that is a shame. That's sad. Very sad.
that's what that box is for.
Oh, Ren, I feel bad for all
You
those.
scoop them
all
up
those
with that
children.
box that I got in there.
It is. You know, the children's are the children are what suffers. You know, that's worst. B is not Andrew's kid. K is, yes, absolutely. B lived with her biological father for a while. I don't know what the situation was about that. I don't know why. I don't know how that happened. I mean, like I said, I'll tell you now, just like I told you before, those girls, I love those girls with all my heart. But you know, it comes down to, you know, shit's got to be exposed. You know, they pushed me to that point. All the people that I've met on here are decent people. You know, I mean, don't be disrespectful to females. I mean, what I've done. You know, Ro always tries to bring up the situation with me and my daughter. I've explained the situation between me and my daughter.
It was either that or I was gonna throw her down my stairs.
You know, I mean,
Simple.
she was being foolish, bringing drugs into the house. She was doing it way before I even found out about it. But it is what it is.
And I love that girl to
You know,
death.
she's not here. She lives down in Greene County, Catskill, whatever, and she's doing what she does. You know,
I walked in on
she
Yeah,
is
my door. No one wants to talk about
she
that.
is just doing what she does. You know, I mean, if that's what she chooses, that's what she chooses. Parole's looking for her, so when they do finally catch up with her, they will, you know, take her back, do whatever they got to do with her.
You ready for that water?
It's not my concern. She's a big girl.
Where is it?
But you know, it's a fucking shame, you know, because kids don't deserve that. You know, he sits there and says how he's not on the case or whatever the case may be. Well, if you're not on the case, then why are you buying 4 cases of Mountain Dew for yourself?
Watch it, the cold's running.
You know, and listen, one thing I can honestly say about Evan always tried to take the girls, even if it was overnight or if it was just a day thing. I remember a lot of times Evan would do that with the girls. Evan is a good uncle. I mean, it's a shame that he doesn't have kids because he would probably make a good father. All due honesty. You know, I'm not just saying that because, you know, he's on here.
No,
but
he has talked
he-
about Evan in the past
you know,
behind closed doors to
you
me,
know,
and he's never
you
said
know,
anything negative about Erica.
I've never said anything negative about Evan. Yes, me and him might have had a disagreement here or there or whatever the case may be, but we squashed that, you know. But Evan would probably make a phenomenal father. They will go find for a month. Don't tell them shit. Don't tell who.
Nope. You gotta go to bed. Anybody gotta go to
Tell her
bed?
to privately message Mama Bear and explain.
No.
Act right. Privately message Mama Bear and have and explain it to her and have Mama Bear message Tammy, please. Hello, Angel. But yeah, Evan would make an awesome father. You know, I see the way he is with his nieces. I never really seen him with
Not yet.
the two older kids that Andrew's mom has. But I'm sure that wasn't very easy on Andrew's mom either. You know, being that all her kids basically were raised out of the house. You know, then she had to take on two younger ones, and I'm sure that put her life on hold for a while. You know, but that's
Was
the
that bothering her?
that's the life choice that he may have had to make, I guess. You know.
Who are you talking about? Well, always street.
The only thing I don't agree with some of the shit that goes on here is being disrespectful. I mean, I can be disrespectful. I choose not to be. I'm sure Mama Bear can verify it. Connie can verify it. Especially in the
Yeah, this is
previous
what I think. it is.
previous lives and stuff in the beginning. Yeah, I might have got a little out of hand here and there. Especially when I was under the influence of alcohol. Especially doing lives with Andrew at night. But hey, everybody changes. I noticed, one thing I can admit about myself is that without alcohol in my life, I've become a better person.
She says whoever you're speaking on, do not give me time.
I'm not sure if you got it there from Mama Bear. I helped take care of the two with my mother since they were babies. I lived in the trailer for 2 years, and it took serious convincing to get them to believe Andrew lied about me and sent. I could see that happening, Ericon. Me to jail to save his own ass and get home. Andrew, Andrew. Evan, you're a good person. That's all that matters. You know, you are a very good person. You're a good, kind-hearted person. You know, I mean, as much as you helped your brother in many ways, shape or form, yes, that's what brothers do. I get that because I used to do the same thing to my brother. I used to do the same thing to my sister. My sister's married. She's got her own house. She's got her own family. She's got her own life. My brother, of course, he lives with my mom and dad because my brother is in a wheelchair, but my brother does everything on his own, basically. He's got two grown kids, a 22-year-old and an 18-year-old, 22-year-old daughter and an 18-year-old son that just graduated school. Both his kids graduated. My sister's got a boy. My nephew, he is, oh, Jesus Christ, 25, 26, and Mama Bear is right. He's not worth it. You got to live your life. If you're happy in your relationship with your girlfriend, which is, congratulations. I'm glad you found. I'm glad you found somebody to, level out your life. If it makes you happy, hey, go with it. It's part of life. You make it what you want to make it. If you want a hard life, you're gonna have a hard life. You want an easy life, you're gonna have an easy life. As long as you stay away from the negativity and don't let people bother you, you're good. You know, that's the thing. You're good. You know, if you're good in your life, continue on. You know, do the things you want to do, live happy, live drama free. You know, and that's the way it should be. You shouldn't have to answer to anybody. You know, if you have a good relationship with that woman, roll with it. You know, roll with it. Um, Act right says Connie because he put out on sausage videos. He detracts from Andrew getting caught in the alley grift.
Well, regardless, it's all gonna eventually come out in the light.
Oh, sure.
Regardless
sure.
of who's throwing out
Yeah.
misinformation or
Yeah,
that
no,
information, it's getting
that's-
closer and
yeah.
closer. I don't care what anybody says.
I like creepy stuff, Ellie. Yes, you do, Evan. That's one thing I can say. Yes, you do. I will. I can vouch for that. You know, I can definitely vouch for that. But Evan, you're a good person, bud. Don't, you know, like I said, you know, no need to apologize. And, you know, when you apologize, I appreciated it. Don't get me wrong, you know,
I grew up
but
in
you know,
foster care, the guys
you know,
who
it's
made
just
me
like
cry.
Tammy will tell you, you know, even behind closed doors,
Uh-huh.
any time that I've
This is
ever,
because I grew up in
anytime
foster
that
care,
I've
this
ever
guy's
talked
gonna make
about
me
you,
cry.
I never said nothing negative. Never.
Andrew's brother.
I just didn't understand how you two can be brothers, especially as smart as you are and the things that you do, you know. I bet Andrew never said thanks. Exactly, act right. I would watch that. You know,
What?
and
Who never said
hopefully
thanks?
she stays true to only you, Evan, and not go through the family bloodline. If you don't want anyone else, Mama, that's good. So just a quick question, Evan. What does she think of your brother Andrew? You know, that would be, you know, that's my question, you know,
She
for you.
probably tries to get them
You
to
know,
connect. That's what
Um,
it looked like.
you know, you and your brother always had a connection. You know, I don't know, maybe this is the one to where, you know, I don't know, maybe you should tell you, Evan, is that, you know, is that the right, you know, is that the right one to hang out with? You know, whatever the case may be. Munch, I've never heard you disrespect Evan on your lives. No, I never have, and I never will disrespect Evan.
He triggered us.
you know,
He
just,
triggered
you
us
know,
because Mama Bear was doing a
Yeah,
live and he
I mean,
came up on the live and he was fine at first. They didn't block him at first, but then he started doing
Yeah.
stupid shit.
which is okay.
And
I
it
mean,
kind of
hey,
made me upset.
you know, is what it is. It's in the past. You know, I'm good with it. You know, we made amends. You know, if I do see Evan, you know, and I'll put this out there on my live just like I did earlier.
He said he's gross.
Yeah, he's talking about his brother. Yeah. I will put this out there on my live
He is
that if I see Evan, I will have a cup of hot chocolate with Evan because I don't hate Evan. I don't dislike Evan. Um, like I said, we might have had maybe a little bit of a disagreement here or there over some stupid shit. But other than that, 3, 4, 5 days later, okay, we were talking like it never happened. You know, and Evan can probably verify that, to be honest with you.
That's how it should be.
I'll never let this
You
go
know.
because of what they did to Haley. And,
Evan,
Nah,
I've
it's not
never seen really. I've never really seen Evan be disrespectful to anybody. Oh yes, don't get me wrong. I've seen him go up one side of his brother and down the other. You know,
but he just doesn't go after people.
yeah, he just
and-
doesn't go after people
talk
just
shit.
to go after people to talk shit. You know, that's not Evan. But if you, but you know, there's that saying though. You know, if you back that dog up into that corner, and I'm not calling you a dog by any means the wrong way, but if you back him up into a corner, what do you expect him to do? Like anybody else, you're going to come out fighting. You know, sometimes, you know, you don't even have to come out fighting. Sometimes words hit harder than the fists. You know, especially when you come out with certain shit. You know, and Evan knows his brother a lot better than all of us. You know, so Evan probably has a lot of ammo on his brother per se. You know, I hate to sound like that and I hate to say it like that, but it's true. You know, he's got probably a lot more ammo on his brother and a lot more grime on his brother than any of us do. People have disagreements, big deal. You know that song. We just disagree by the yes. Mama Bear, that was the only complaint ever. Yes. That's the past, Mama Bear, not gonna say anything bad. See, that's a man right there. You know that um, it is what it is. You know, that's all I can say. You know, and Evan, I appreciate you coming on my live on the panel. You know, you're more than welcome to come on anytime. Like I said, if I see you, you know, I'll be more than glad to have a cup of hot chocolate with you. Because you are a hot chocolate guy. You know, it's I'm good. You know, I don't. You know, what else do we want to talk about? You know, let's get on to the rise of this fan club over the case. I know exactly how that started, what and who used to do so. Yes, I mean I remember. I remember a time when I first started doing the lives with Andrew, and Mama Bear was on there, Jesse, Ghost, Connie, and a couple other ones. I can't remember their name exactly. But we used to, you know, there was a lot of talk about, you know, the summer wells and stuff like that. And I don't really want to get hot and heavy into it. Because I want to make that for another life. Like I said earlier, I want to get,
Where it's basically just
yeah, I want to,
focused on
yeah, I
her.
want to get it basically to where it's just going to be focused on her, to where we can concentrate on that night with nothing else being involved. I want to go to my father. I want to have him hook up my computer. Get me, you know, hook me up with a mic, a camera, and all that. Can you hear me better? Act right. Because I'm not quite sure what's going on if you can't hear me. If I'm lower than, you know, anytime, any other time. But that's what I want to do, you know. I mean, not anytime soon. Eventually I will. I wanna get, you know, a little bit into the summer case.
maybe we
just-
should
and just-
backtrack and
Yeah,
start
just
over.
backtrack, start all over and continue on. See what if there, you know, see if we can find out any more new information about that. You know, one thing I do know, you know, and I will say, you know, I don't know if you all have watched that Candace live that one night. I mean, I don't know if she was drunk. I don't know if she was on something else or whatever the case may be, but I wouldn't have done a live like that. Me personally. I mean, I know I've done lives with Andrew late at night, being 3 sheets to the wind, half in the bag. You know, was I proud of that? Proud? No, most definitely not. I used to have a good mic, green screen, and other things, but I gave them all to my nephew recently because I have not used the stuff in a long while.
Why is he hiding in water?
Good, Andrew, or Evan. Good. Maybe someone should ask how Randy Clark is doing. I don't know. How is Randy Clark doing? I'd like to know who the hell this LMAO is, 2025. Anybody know who that is? I'm just not sure who it is. We all know Candace don't say anything, and if she does, it's probably a lie. Can't say I know who Randy Clark is. I don't know if you know Junior, Randy Clark Jr., Evan. I believe I believe I believe Andrew knows Junior. But that's here or say, you know, here or there. Well, like I said, I want to, you know, eventually, you know, maybe in a month or so, you know, I want to get some things situated. And maybe just replay a lot of different things, a lot of different lives about the Summer Walls case. Maybe we can get some new information, um, and see what we all can come up with. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people,
That's what she just said. Randy Jr. shares a daughter.
a lot of people. You know, yeah, and a lot of people. I would like to get involved in this. You know, I know Mama Bear would, probably Haley, Act Right, SS Brown Baby, A1, Joe Popowick. I know there's a lot of people in this YouTube world that concentrate on the Summer Wells case. And there's still a lot of questions that have been unanswered. And it's a shame because it's a little girl, you know. How old would she be now? You know, 8, 9, 10 years old. Has she been gone 4 or 5 years? You know, and it's a shame. It is. It really is a shame because I'm sure everybody here on this panel right now feels the same way that I do, that I would definitely want to know if that was my child, what happened to her, or where if she is still living or alive, where is she? You know, did somebody take her for her protection? Did somebody, did they, give her to somebody to protect her? You don't know. None of us know. But that's something that I would love to find out, and that's something that I want to do more and more research on to be able to find out. Maybe we can open up a whole new perspective and the way we look at things, you know, and maybe get some new information. You know, so I'm not sure how you all feel about that. I'm sure, we'll all get together and discuss it. But like I said, I definitely want to do more research myself to find out more things. But I'll leave it at that, because eventually it'll happen. So the floor is open. Anybody can ask anything they want. We can talk about anything. Where is she at? Y'all done said nobody, no evidence. Well, that's what they say, Mama Bear. Nobody, no evidence. But eventually, the sad thing about it is, it's all going to come out eventually. Not every case is not every case is unsolved. Some cases just take a lot longer than others, I didn't use that as before. I'm sure that there's plenty of cases out there that got solved right away. Then some take years, you hear about this prison shit all the time to where, people get put in prison and 10, 15, 20 years, 25 years, later, perfect example. I remember watching a documentary on a gentleman. He lived in Rochester, New York, and I'm going back when I was young. He lived in a small town. He'd come out of a bar, local sheriff picked him up. They charged him with murder, da 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 da. He went to prison, spent 30 years until all this new DNA shit come out, and his family just kept on fighting for him, fighting for him, fighting for him, fighting for him. And come to find out, it wasn't him. It was the sheriff and his deputy that killed the person and blamed it on this black guy, But there's 30 years of this man's life that spent in prison. What kind of life did he have in prison? It's unreal, So, I mean, yes, everybody deserves an answer, deserves an explanation. for this little girl because everybody does, have concerns about how this case went about and all the discrepancies in it and things like that. A lot of things, have been removed from the property. Nobody can ever give you just a straight answer.
And Hunter wasn't himself that day.
This shit is real. Remind me to send you the link. Who are you talking to, Mama Bear? Me? Yes, and Haley, it's funny that you bring him up because I reached out to him earlier. I still have to email him. I'm gonna email him and I'm gonna actually get on. I may not do a live with him. I may talk to him personally first, a couple times and see how he feels. But he's another one, Andrew better not bash him. Andrew better not talk shit to him, because he doesn't seem like he's a bad man.
He isn't.
He had, listening to a couple of his lives. I mean, he has some good information, and I want to, pick his brain a little bit. He's a very sweet guy. It looks like he's going through some shit, honestly. And just for me to reach out and talk to him, I did message him. I did tell him that I'm going to reach out to him. He gave me a thumbs up and he said that he's looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to it because he is a very, very interesting man. I mean, just the one live that I watched was unreal, I mean, you could tell that, he was speaking from his heart, not just rambling on over, with some bullshit of everyday life. You could tell that this man had concerns that he needs to, you could tell that this was a man that had a lot on his mind that needs to talk to somebody to get it off his mind. He wants to get it out, and
people are trying to now,
and people are trying to smack him for it. Why? The ones that should be smacked don't get smacked. You mentioned Meat Freak. I posted a short of my filthy apartment earlier, but I can't believe that crumb was on the floor. Really, Evan? That's a good one, Evan. That's a good one. But I had to put that out there, Evan, because I know you're not. I know you don't live like that. So. But yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him, Mama Bear. It's like another one. John R. Kramer. He's another one I'd like to reach out to. I catch myself watching a little bit of his videos here and there. He's pretty good. But I'll keep my circle a little tight. I don't want to broaden everything. So whoever comes in, drop a link. They want to chit chat, they can chit chat. Doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. Like I said, I got mods. If my moderators think you're getting out of hand, they'll time me out. And just to fair warn you, for any of you that are listening, the one that's gonna time you to fuck out is Act Right. She is the timeout queen. Trust me. I already found out the hard way. She didn't realize that it was me.
I can put her in right now.
She didn't realize it was me, and she timed me the fuck out because I said something foolish to Mama Bear. Mama Bear knew it was me. And before she could even tell Act Right that it was me, Mama Bear goes, "Yep, that motherfucker was timed out 24 hours." So yeah, I was timed out. But it is what it is. So what else you guys want to talk about? I don't have a wrench. Laugh my ass. Why don't you have a wrench?
She should.
You should. What you want me?
Hang
What?
Tell her to make a comment on one of your old lives.
All right, make a comment on one of the old lives,
That's
act
the only way
right.
I kind of know how to do it.
That's the only way Tammy knows how to do it.
We are bitches.
She's in capital letters. She came out with "I don't have a wrench." Laugh my ass off. Well, that's what happens when you time me out. Yeah, it was my name. She didn't realize Lucifer was Munch. Because I have noticed that there are a few other ones out there. There are a few other ones. There are a few other ones out
Yes.
there that have Lucifer.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'm not sure if they have numbers behind them in front of their name or whatever the case may be.
Oh, it's just a little bit behind, that's all.
Yeah,
Yeah, the phones are.
she spanked you. Yes, she did. She spanked me. She absolutely fucking spanked me, Connie. That was the worst spanking I've ever had.
Tell her to make the comment on your last live.
That's right. Make the comment on my last live. That way she can give you a wrench. I like to give you a crescent wrench. Not a pipe wrench, crescent wrench. Munch, not Lucy. Who's Lucy? Who the fuck's Lucy?
Goosey goosey.
No, I don't have Lucy. I have Lucifer. Has Thor calmed down finally, or is he still? No, actually, Thor's calmed down quite a bit.
He's still a little asshole though.
He can still be a little asshole, Evan. Now I got 6. You know, I got Thor, Grizzly, Bandit, Diesel, Sky, and then my newest addition is Lazy Ace. He is 5-month-old Saint Bernard and Great Dane, and he's got
And he's bigger than
and
Thor.
he's 2 times the size of Thor already. The devil. No, I'm not the devil. I'm Lucifer. I'm God's angel. Lucifer was an angel of God. I'm not the devil. That's Satan. I'm Lucifer. You want that name? What do you want? What name do you want? The devil? Or do you want Lucifer? Because there's only one Lucifer, and that's me. I said, not today, Satan. Yes, you did. Yes, you did act right. I was waiting for the one pup in the chair, the one live to talk, because I'm sure it'd be the brown one in the one live that I did the other night. Yeah, that's Grizzly. That was I don't know if you know him, but Dominic. That was his dog that he got off my cousin Michael, and he brought to the house when he moved in the first time. And the poor dog was nothing but skin and bones, and fattened him right. Tammy fattened him right up, and then Dom takes off to Jersey for 3 weeks to be with his, gay partner, which I didn't care. But he never asked if it was okay for us to keep the dog or whatever the case may be. Well, he goes down there for 3 weeks, and all of a sudden he messages me and tells me he's coming to get his shit and his dog. And I just plain out simply told him, okay, your shit's gonna be out on the front porch, but what dog you talking about? Because now it's my dog. I've had him ever since. Now that one is a little asshole. That one's a little asshole. No, Connie, the next tattoo I get is not burnt. Actually, do something brotherly, sisterly. I'm going to get something done on the side of my rib cage for my sister. My sister's going to get the opposite saying. I'm going to get one saying she's going to get another one. I think it's going to be like a set of hands or something with a saying in it. But yeah, I mean, I can't get the burnt wings because I have tattoos on my back.
You're gonna have to wait until.
I got other shit on my back where I can't actually do the wings unless I incorporate everything else on my back into those wings. So there's a lot to come up. There is definitely a lot to come up. I'm looking forward to it. Um, like I said, we will get into the Summer Walls case, just not right away. Um, I just want to do a little bit more research, you know, talk to Mr. Chango, um, you know, go back and forth with him a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
Connie,
figure it out after.
oh, Connie, trust me, I, my sister's not, my sister would not be the one that I would have, that I would want to definitely have on a live with me, for the fact is because my sister is no joke. My sister is just like Act Right. I think her and Act Right would probably get along very, very well because my sister speaks what's on her mind, and if you don't like it, too fucking bad. That's what my sister does. Oh, Haley, Haley, Haley. You sit there and you say you are a saint. I find that
I beg to differ.
I find that very hard to believe. I love you, girl, but I find that very hard to believe. You might have to do it from my tablet.
She said she's the Virgin Mary, though.
Who says they're a Virgin Mary? Haley, you're a Virgin Mary?
Maybe he's a little
Hey,
hot
New
little
Orleans.
Is she?
For a short girl?
Yes,
Oh,
who
yeah.
that?
shit. That's who they're attacking.
Yeah, that's who they were. That's who they thought they were going to attack, but that didn't work out too well for them. I would love to meet her on here. It would be fun for all of us. Meet who? My sister? No, no, no. I mean, I can get multiple people involved if I really want to, because
Have to figure it out.
my sister ain't no joke. My brother's girlfriend, she is.
She's a Schenectady.
Yeah,
bitch.
she's a Schenectady bitch. She'll fight with the best of them. She's she's not a fat girl. She's just tall and big boned. And let me tell you something, she'll rock a man's jaw like there's no tomorrow. She'll fight with the best of them. You are correct, Munch. I was lying like Andrew. Yes, well, I'm not gonna. I won't put you there. I won't put you on that level there. But you ain't no saint. Just listening to that word, listen, just listening to your lives, you are far from a saint, girl. Far, just like me, I'm far from a saint. So, I don't know. I've been on here an hour and 23 minutes.
I need to get your sister meat.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Is there more coffee out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister wouldn't be a good person to bring on a life. Trust me. My sister will be the one to tell you that if you think that, she'll say, well, if you think my brother's an asshole, well, you just met the female version of him, but probably 100 times worse. And she is not shit. And yes, Connie, she would rip Andrew a new asshole, honestly. I know when Tammy told my sister that somebody was talking shit about me up here, my sister went right on there and said, who the fuck is talking shit about my sister? Or my brother, do not make me take a ride up there. My sister is the type of person to where she'll pull up in front of your house, she'll knock on your door. My sister can be in a dress, in high heels, and she'll take them off and fist fight you all day. She has no problem with that. She'll do it in high heels. She'll do it in flats. She'll do it in sneakers. She don't care. She'll do it even in flip flops if you let her. My sister is a bitch. And I can honestly sit there and say that because my sister is a bitch, because she had an older brother and a younger brother, and she was made to play kill the carrier. We made her take the football and we tackled the shit out of her. and whoop the shit out of her, and she'd go back in, put a clean shirt on, come back out and take some more. That's the type of person my sister is. She'll play football with the guys. I grew up in Bama. That is where my dad is from.
Alabama. Right?
Yeah. Haley is in Louisiana. She's down in the bayou. Now, Haley, I understand that you gave us an open invitation. You said you had an extra bedroom and an extra bathroom. Well, I got 6 dogs. So I hope you got property, girl. I cried. It tore me up. Connie, you cry over spilt milk. Jokes aside, it's a shame what happened to him. It's a very shame. Very, very shame. But, you know, it just sucks that it had to come down to this. Because I was always the type of person where I would get on the lives and be the jokester, joke around. But then I was pushed to come on here and be
Little under 2 acres. You got.
Yep, she says, sure do. I have a little under 2 acres.
Hold me right down. Or right over, actually.
But I got pushed.
I know down.
I got pushed. I got talked about. I got shit said about me that wasn't true.
Watching videos.
And then watching videos and then listening to all the bullshit. So, needless to say, I had to get up. I had to do this. Is what it is, I guess, but there's a lot more to come, like I said earlier, I did message Mama Bear some screenshots. I'm just putting that out there. Yes, Mardi Gras. I've never been to one. I want to go to one. I heard there's a lot of booby shaking going on down there. Connie, that's where you should go. Go to Mardi Gras. You can do booby shakes. And we didn't get no booby shakes tonight, Connie. I'm very, very disappointed in you. Not sure what else to do, but I'm just going to continue doing what I do. And that's to expose the bullshit. Ro, she runs her mouth, which she does shorts. She doesn't do. Yes, tossing beads, Evan. Very true. And you got a lot of boobies hanging out everywhere you look. A lot of boobies. But there's a lot more shit going on. There's going to be a lot more shit going on here. A lot of exposure. And of course, I'm not going to sit there and talk shit about stuff that I don't know. But if I get asked questions and if I know the answer, I'll answer them. If I don't, I don't. But needless to say, I will get the information. I will get the facts, the proof. So I'll do what I got to do. You got Ro on here doing these shorts, talking all kinds of shit. I mean, she really doesn't know what she's talking about, to be honest with you. She wants to run her lips. I can't even say lips. She runs her gums. Gums. That's all you see when she opens her mouth is gums. Even when she talks, that's all you hear is the gums slapping together.
You don't even sound like she even moves her mouth.
Lips. I really don't know what to say about lips. I haven't really.
She's a follower.
Yeah, and that's and then and the thing is when Andrew does his lives, he calls them, they're anybody who comes onto the Panda crew, they're under Panda protection. What kind of protection can you offer them?
Is he going to stop me from closing down her?
The thing is, you live in New York. You have one that lives in North Carolina. You have one that lives in Michigan, and then you have one that lives in Jersey. The closest one is Jersey. How are you going to protect any of them? Seriously, how are you going to protect any of them? You can't protect them
You have to go to your house to do that.
because you can't protect yourself. You know, you have to come out of your house to be able to do that. You know, I grew up trying to watch scrambled porn on Channel 74, Fat TV, and basic cable. That's a good one, Evan. A good one. But you know, like I said, Dippy tried to do a live the other morning, walking her dog and talking about a rescue. And as soon as Tammy got on there and stated something about the what is it, the
501c.
the 501c, boom, done, done.
She's not running a rescue.
You know, she's not. running a
That's
rescue.
not a rescue. And I've already shut down 2 rescues
You know,
because
so-
of this kind of bullshit.
It is what it is. I don't care. I will make sure that she is exposed. You know, if you want to run a rescue, run a rescue. Be legit about it.
And even most legit rescues are nothing but frauds under a 501c. So I could just imagine the shit she's doing without a 501c.
You know, and then you got Lips. Lips, she's in Michigan. I don't know if she's doing her lives from a cow pasture field or if she's in a bullpen or whatever the case may be, but she shouldn't even do a live. Honestly, she shouldn't even be allowed on panel. I mean, because everything she comes out with and any kind of information that she has, it's done through a Facebook page, Facebook user, it says up on the top. Any kind of paperwork that she's ever taken a picture of and put on a live or whatever the case may be, a lot of shit's been blacked out. The last name's been blacked out. How do we know that that's the person that we're talking about? Yes, she might be backing her ass up to the horses, but I don't know. I mean, if you don't let the horse do anything for a while, maybe the horse will, but I don't know. I'd feel sorry for that horse. You know, he might catch a disease or something. Purpulitis. Purpulipiditis is what the horse will get. They'll have a swelled up real big. There's not enough penicillin to take care of that. You know, but honestly, I don't really like talking shit about people, but I'll talk shit about them. Absolutely, because they like to flap their lips too. They are the first ones to sit there and talk shit about people. But then when you go on there and you talk shit to them, you're the asshole. They want to come at you hot and heavy and say all kinds of stupid, crazy shit. There's no need for that. Only act right. Only act right comes out with shit. I gotta listen. She comes out. Listen, it's like I don't see you for a while, then all of a sudden, boom, you're there. You're the quiet one. That's what you are. Act right. You're the quiet one. But I like that. I like that. But it's like I don't know. I don't know what they get out of that. I don't know if they get off. I don't know if they just thrive on that. I mean, honestly, they probably thrive off it, you know. And an animal shouldn't be put in a situation like that with lips. You know, that's kind of like I'm kind of worried. I'm kind of worried about Dippy Doodah's dogs. You know, how many litters has she had? Has she had? You know, I mean, because I noticed that she's home alone all the time.
The only time a rescue ever deals with like puppies with mothers is if they have to rescue the mother that's pregnant and then the baby and the mother gives birth to those puppies. They don't take in puppies,
Wow.
let another dog breed
You want
it.
me to turn the camera around on you?
No, I'm just blabbing. But speaking facts. I get very
Okay.
emotional when it comes to
See, now
dogs.
I forgot my whole train of thought where I was going with this.
All right, I'll shut up.
Good night, Alicia.
Love you, girl.
I'm only, geez, text right, dum dum. But yeah, just to let Mama Bear know, we might be coming down that way. I went online today. I found a couple pieces of property in North Carolina, Sanford, North Carolina, I believe it was. I'll have to go back on and actually look it up. There's some nice land down there. Nice quiet area. And then that way I'm not that far. We wouldn't be that far from Tammy's daughter. Because I think Tammy's daughter only lives, oh Jesus Christ, I don't remember. I think she only lives like 15, 20 minutes from there. So if anybody down that way, really, really, really wants to talk shit, you can talk shit all you want. Just to let you know, you'll never see her coming. Because she is one feisty
Oh my
young
God.
lady. She'll go with the best of them.
She doesn't give a fuck.
She is one that don't give a fuck.
she even went after the COs and shit.
She's
All
going
the
after
little fat
COs.
bitch.
She's going after cops. She's spitting cops' face. I mean, it is what it is.
But she's one hell of a person.
And she's one good mother. She's a very hard worker. She's a good mom. And
She just
you would swear her and I've known each other for 20 years. That's the type of relationship her and I have. Oh, let's see, Haley. It's okay. I am not skinny. I am fluffy, but am still cute. Well, I don't know. I've never seen a picture of you. All I see is that pretty face, in a circle when I look at you. Well, we'll all definitely get together and chit chat here and there, and maybe video chat or whatever the case may be. You got disorderly conduct for cussing the law. Oh yeah, that's disorderly conduct. I got a spitting on a sidewalk ticket. I don't know, about 20 years
my
ago.
daughter never got in trouble for spitting in the cop's face. That's how good she
it
is.
cost me.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
Yeah, spitting on the sidewalk. Yeah, I got a 20. It was a $25 fine and a $25 surcharge. I had to pay $50 because the cops even spit on the sidewalk. Which,
That law came out in the 20s.
yeah, wow, you can't spit. Throw a cigarette butt out your window.
Yeah,
Yep,
$800.
$800 fine automatically.
That's
Boom.
what I got.
Yep.
My buddy Donnie says,
It's crazy the way
his place.
it's crazy the
So
way
why
shit.
don't you just say you flipped your fucking burger?
Yeah.
Out the window.
Giving Tammy smelling salts. Come back. What do you mean giving Tammy smelling salts? Evan, you're way better looking than Andrew. Just saying. Yeah, Evan, you're not ugly, bud. You're a good looking guy. You got a girlfriend that probably cares about you. Those two, Andrew and Elise are just there to be there. He says, I'm cute like a pug, so ugly that I'm adorable.
He does come up with
He
some
does.
funny shit.
That's one thing I can say about Ericon. That's one thing I can say about Evan. If Evan can't get you to laugh, there's something wrong. Uh-oh. Act Right's heading to work. Well, Act Right, if I don't hear from you for the rest of the night, I'm sure I'll definitely be talking to you during the week sometime. Have a good night at work. I don't see my girl Mama Bear on there anywhere. I haven't heard from my girl Mama Bear in a while. I wonder where she is. Why are you hiding in the bushes, Mama Bear? I see your eyes poking at me. I see them out the window here. You got those glow red eyes. Tammy, I love Call of Duty. I have
I'd
them
probably
all,
kick
but
her ass.
oh, Tammy would whoop your ass on Call of Duty.
I'd probably kick your ass. I was 24th.
So what hours you work there, Miss Act-Right? You work like the night shift? Don't get home until the morning, I assume? I didn't mind those shifts when I worked the railroad. I actually just sent you a friend request bunch. Okay, Haley. Now me and Haley's gonna become true friends. I'm gonna play the song for you all the time. Friends to the end. I'd probably kick your, yeah. Hope you have a great night at work, Act Right. Yes, have a great night at work, Act Right. I only, Erica, I only have Call of Duty MW2 and MW3, and I can't even play that anymore. Too many updates, I can't keep up in the memory. Yeah, I know, that's the problem with these games, Evan. They're always coming out with the updates and stuff, and you know, you have to actually buy another external hard drive just to be able to do your upgrades and you know, if you're doing mods and everything like that. I mean, it's crazy. You know, it's unreal. It's unreal. Not like it used to be when they first came out with the games. I like the zombies mode.
Getting you lunch today?
Yes, yeah. I like zombies too.
Huh?
Huh?
Getting you lunch today?
I didn't really do anything today. Probably will.
Yeah, they come out with a new game. Yeah, yeah. What, like every year now? Yeah, I agree. And every time you turn around, they're
Did you get your
changing
license
something
in the
up.
mail?
No, not yet.
Well, I get crazy and cuss, folks. I am kin to at time. Welcome to my world. You have been warned. Oh boy, here we go.
What happened?
Haley. Well, I get crazy and cuss, folks. You can cuss me out all you want. You can cuss me out all you want, just as long as you don't time me out. I don't like being timed out. That's like sitting in a corner. That's what Act-Right did to me. She made me sit in a corner for 24 hours. My ass hurt afterwards. So, speaking of my ass hurting, Thursday I go get another shot because I take that Vivitrol shot for the alcohol because, of course, you all know that I quit drinking and I feel pretty good about it. I'm very proud of myself. They say the last 3 days, 4 days, you know, you might get a craving here or there. I haven't. But like I said, I get the shot on Thursday, so it might hit me tomorrow, it might hit me Wednesday, it might hit me Thursday before I get the shot. But I have pills also that will take the craving away. I'm gonna try not to take the pill. I'm just gonna do the shot and stick to it. I don't miss it by any means. I'm a better person without it, most definitely. Uh, Tammy and I don't argue ever since I quit drinking. Probably most of the arguments were because of me anyway, because I was an asshole. What's that?
That's
Oh, that's him. Okay. But other than that, I'm good. I'm golden. You know, I got this licked. PS3 is the same couch co-op.
You got this to drink.
I
Mine
do.
too.
I know. I got this to drink. I got Mountain Dew, guys. I can't forget my Mountain Dew. My future
my
father,
dad likes this shit.
my future father-in-law brought that to my attention. I got an open Mountain Dew. I can't let it get warm. But I like my Mountain Dew warm. But my ex-boyfriend and I would do some one-on-ones for fun, make rules like knives only and shit. I bet you guys did do one-on-one. That's usually the way it works. One-on-one, two-on-one. a threesome, foursome. I don't know, whatever you're
No,
talking
maybe
about.
we'll head down there, Connie.
You know, hey,
I can't beat them.
you know, Connie, yeah, I used to play with others. Oh my, you used to play with others, Tammy? No shit, where the fuck am I at? Too much sugar and that stuff
Well,
for
the
me.
knife game and shit I used to play.
I don't drink it all the time, Evan. I just, you know why I'm doing it. You know, you know exactly
This is
why
the
I'm
first time
doing
I've
it.
ever seen this dude drink Mountain Dew.
Yeah. I usually get Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, Sprite. Once in a while I'll do a Monster. Okay, Haley, she says, I am struggling right now, but that is not important. Well, you know what? Since your friend requested me, we can chit chat back and forth. If there's any advice I can give you, girl, I can give you. It's not an easy thing, you know, and I think I know what you're talking about. I see that every day when I go to these groups and stuff like that. There's a lot of triggers out there. You know, the one thing that I could say that when I did quit drinking in the beginning before I got the shot, that if I heard that the click of the clank, you know, the click of the can opening up, you know, that, you know, a lot of people will say that'll trigger you. Just the pop of the bottle, even a soda. I mean, even when we're in these groups, if somebody comes in with a can of Monster, some kind of energy drink or whatever the case may be, the
They shouldn't allow that.
the counselors will say if you're going to open up a can, go outside the room. That way, it doesn't trigger anybody. Everyone goes, I drink it when I need to pass some strong stool. Hey, that's all you, buddy. I have no problem passing stool. Trust me. Row is literally a trigger. Listen, Row's a trigger to everybody. But see, the sad thing about it is Miss Row, okay, Miss Row, the ho ho. She thinks she's going to trigger me. Good luck. Good luck. You're not going to trigger me,
I
Row.
laugh every time I watch.
You know,
her for
every time we
years.
watch one of your little shorts, your little lives, whatever the fuck you want to call them, I laugh. I truly, truly laugh. You know, let's see. But I found out if you get the K protein bars, you'll be crapping. Yes, that's very true. That's there's no shame in that game right there. But yeah, Haley, I feel you. You know, she thinks she can trigger. She ain't gonna trigger me. The only thing she did was make me do a short real quick. You know, looking at her sitting in that house compared to living outside in the backyard or in the woods.
I'm kind of glad she has a home to go to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad she's got a house to go to. It just sucks that the man that had the house passed away. You know,
She may have some squatter rights though.
she was high as fuck. I was new into sobriety and I got high. Oh yes. Oh, listen. It's you can tell when she's fucked up because you won't hear anything from her for days. For days. And then boom, she comes on and she wants to talk shit. Connie says dandelion root tea with cinnamon. Only you would listen. What the fuck is the deal with you and that dandelion root tea? I heard about that. Oh, and honey. Yeah, you and that honey shit. Dandelion root tea and honey with cinnamon. Yeah.
I've heard that too.
Oh yeah, that's Connie's fucking thing. Is that a Michigan thing, Connie? It's got to be a Michigan thing. Maybe Lip should start doing that. Maybe that'll mellow her the fuck out.
I drink honey, lemon, and salt to loosen up my
Yeah,
lungs.
yeah, that's what Evan just said. He says he's gonna try it. It might work. It might work. And I have Haley's back. That's why I don't give a fuck about any of the Panda crew. I'm sorry. I know he's your brother, but I don't want. I do what they do. Absolutely, we do what they do. You know, I remember when Andrew went on the one live, and you know, somebody said something about pandas, and you know, he says, And I believe I did a short about it. And now that I think about it, it was funny. You know, he says pandas are animals, and he gets all irate. Pandas are animals. They have feelings too. And what's wrong with wearing pink? I eat it like I rock it. I mean, come on. You know, why would you why would you come on live and say that shit? You know, think about what you're gonna say before you say it. You know, I don't really care if you eat pink, you lick pink, you suck pink. I don't give a fuck what you do with it. You know, and yes, pandas are animals. Do they have feelings? I don't know, maybe. You know,
So
I'd
pink-
hate to see him be in
It's all
possession
pink
of a
inside.
real panda, though.
you know.
I just thought of that.
What?
I'd hate to see him with a real panda.
A real panda would probably tear him up. Or
That poor little bear.
or that poor little bear would have a sore asshole. Connie, you looked it up? I call bullshit. She loves me and BB. Who's BB? Who the hell's BB? Big.
Right.
No,
Big
I ain't
Bear.
even saying it. Big Bear. I was touched and probed by a doctor the first time I ever had asked. First time I ever had ass to mouth and found out I have an internal hem. Gotta love getting all the bad G. Really? Holy fuck. Oh my God, Evan. Too much information, Evan. Too much information. TMI, TMI. But that's one thing I can say about you. You know, Evan, you always make humor out of anything. Because that's the type of mind you have, you know. Yes, you can get serious, and I'm sure there's been plenty of times that you've had to get serious, but for the most part, you're just that comical comedian, joking, want to make people laugh and add humor to everybody's lives, you know. And that's not a bad thing. That's a really good thing. You know, I have not met her yet, you know, your girlfriend, but yeah, I have to say, yeah, I feel sorry for her, Evan. You know, and I'm going to laugh about it. And you know why I'm saying that, because I know the type of person
Right.
you are sometimes.
I have
The
to find out if it's real
jokester,
or not.
you know, you always
No.
make humor out of things and stuff like that. You know,
Who
so I feel sorry for her, you know.
Who is that?
Hopefully she's got a full-time job to where she's not
Russell.
spending all day with you. Because she'd probably be clawing out the walls, digging her way out. But
Oh,
you know what?
Facebook
As long as
shit.
you two are happy,
I don't believe none of that shit.
that's all that matters. Don't give two
I
fucks
saw
about
it.
what anybody else says. As long as you're happy, that's good. I'm happy for you.
I'll tell you right out, it's not true. It's on Facebook.
And as was spoken about way earlier, yes, I was in a bad car
He is
wreck
having
when I
health
was
problems, though.
19.
Huh?
He is facing health
She enjoys the punishment, Evan. I'm sure she does. I'm sure she does.
Kurt Russell?
Yes, I
It's
remember
being
you
managed,
talking
though.
about that,
It's
the
being
bad
manageable.
accident when you were 19. I remember conversations about
You know who you married to, right?
Yeah, Goldie Hawn.
that.
Finally.
But yeah, I feel sorry for her, most definitely.
I
You
don't
know,
think
in
they
a
are
joking-
married. I don't think they ever married.
Mhm.
They did?
Yeah, finally. A few
In
years back.
the joking manner, you know,
They did.
most definitely.
I don't think they did.
Oh,
Act
they
right, yes, save the pandas. Yes, we will definitely save the pandas. We cannot allow pandas in Johnstown. So if the circus comes,
Well, I'm gonna start a fundraiser then.
you know, if the circus comes and if they bring pandas, I'm gonna have to go to that circus and tell them that they have to put the pandas away because we have people that are infatuated with pandas. You know, and tonight in the opening, I played, you know, the Barney song, you know, because I love you. You know, I was gonna play the, you know, panda, panda, panda. I was, but I thought Barney would be a little bit more sufficient for the topic tonight. Because I do, you know, I love you. You love me.
Yes.
The Flintstones.
Or no, wait.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that-
and I
that-
think,
No, they
yes,
I
yes,
thought they did.
I think that what's
I
that?
thought they did get
Kurt Russell.
No,
Kurt
they didn't-
Russell,
no,
they were
no.
supposed to,
They
but
were
I
supposed
think they
to.
might have called it off.
It's like another person I want to bring up just for shits and giggles, because I'm sure she's hiding in the bushes somewhere. Where's Jessica the ghost? Where's Ghost? Where you been hiding? I haven't talked to you since, months ago. The day that it was me, Jess, Mama Bear's daughter, and Lips Ahoy. And Lips Ahoy says that they'd appreciate that if I didn't talk to Mama Bear no more. But guess what? I guess that didn't work out too well for you, because I still talk to Mama Bear. Evan, I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna have to see if Baby Bop has her own song or his own song. I can't remember if Baby Bop's a boy or a girl. I used to hate that purple fucking dinosaur for the fact is because my daughter fell in love with that fucking thing, and I had to buy the fucking animal, the blankets, and the sheet set and all that. And all I heard was "I love you, you." And that, oh my god, I used to fucking have nightmares about that fucking purple dinosaur.
You ain't the only one.
But yeah, I don't know what happened to Baby Bop. I don't know if Baby Bop's got its own song, so maybe that'll be my next opening song, a Baby Bop song. I was thinking maybe Baby Shark. Baby Shark. What is it? Is it Baby
I
Shark?
have no idea.
Baby Shark.
Yeah.
Oh, he knows he's got great
Yeah,
kids.
Baby Shark. Itsy bitsy spider, and you are my sunshine. Really? Connie, we're not as old as you. We didn't cry when our pet dinosaur died. But he shows you what they learned that day. Yes, Baby Bop does show you what they learned that day. Yes, I remember that. Oh my God, Evan. Now you're bringing back, when my daughter was a baby, a kid. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Yes, I like that one, Haley. Okay. Is it 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you, or is it 1, 2, Munchie's coming for you?
No, my mother brought me at 8 years old to go watch the George Santa.
Yeah. My son was obsessed with Blue's Clues. Yeah, Blue's Clues. So much I had to make a handy dandy notebook because his broke nice. Yeah, I had a handy dandy notebook. It's called the Blacklist.
About the yellow bus.
Oh my God! Stop with the wheels on the bus
Go round and round.
See now now you got my lovely future father-in-law singing all this shit now. So, I mean, like I say, hey, the YouTube thing is supposed to be, fun. It's supposed to be funny, supposed to laugh, joke around, and then there's a time to get serious. What dangerous animals when you can? A Baby Shark song is sung, and it's a thriller of a guy who makes others get eaten by sharks. Yes, very true, Evan. Very true. You have to sing that to Tammy when the lights go out. What do I have to sing to Tammy? The fuck you talking about? What do I got to sing to Tammy?
I love you.
Yeah.
Makes you live the pack.
A1 says my son was Mr. Rogers. He got to meet him. Laugh out loud and says, I got to meet Sesame Street. I just never got to meet Mr. Rogers. That's why I figured I come out with the Mr. Rogers
Brianna was Franklin and Little Bear.
song the one night. If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what's the rain that would be? Oh my God, really act right?
Even now.
But this is what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about, just laughing, joking, giggling, having fun.
And people.
And then shit gets out of hand. It goes. Some people take it above and beyond, and there's no need for it. But these are the type of lives that I like. Just to laugh, joke, make comments, joke around with each other, have fun, talk about games and, talk about the old cartoons and, oh, Captain Kangaroo. Oh yeah, that was one of my favorite cartoons. You know who I like?
Mr. Green
Jeans.
Jeans.
Yeah, Mr. Green Jeans. Um, I like Popeye. You know, I like the old Tom and Jerry's. I find myself once in a while still watching um, Tom and Jerry, um, the Looney Tunes. Popeye was my man. You know, I never used to eat spinach. My mother and Popeye was my
This was
favorite
my-
cartoon growing
Tammy,
up.
This was my
And my
dad's
mother and
favorite
father always
show.
told me that
Oh,
if I
really?
wanted to be like Popeye, that I had to eat my
Looks like an old
spinach.
show.
You
Used to
know,
watch
my
that
mother
in
and father
Oklahoma all
fucking
the
lied
time.
to me because I still like spinach.
I
I love spinach.
Me too. One of my
You know, my
favorites.
calves are big, but my forearms didn't get to be as big as Popeye's. You know, so they fucking lied to me. You know, I was gonna get Popeye tattooed on me with his fist coming out through my ribs, but that's gonna hurt. You know, that's a lot of color. I know it's gonna fucking hurt. Roadrunner, yes, meet me. That was an awesome. Wile E. Coyote always trying to find road. Get Roadrunner, blow him
Speed
up.
Racer.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, now Gilligan's Island.
I watch it every Sunday.
Listen, Gilligan's Island. My mother was a fanatic with that thing.
Yeah, I got stuck watching it with him
And
when we were
what the
little.
hell's the other one with the little fucking guy there? The plane.
Yeah. Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island. That's another one. So this is
The Partridge Family. All
yeah,
that shit.
all the old shows.
Superman.
Yeah. And the thing is this
Laura
is
and Hardy.
this is the way the life should be, for everybody just to get on there and just have a good time. Laugh, joke around, pick on each other, but don't take it seriously, you know. But then it got out of hand. Then you have idiots that want to take shit above and beyond. So I'm very, very sure that Rojo will have a lot to say about this one, especially if she's watching, which I wouldn't be a bit surprised if she wasn't.
Beverly Hillbillies.
You know. Come on, let's play together in the bright sunny weather. Let's all go to Gullah Gullah Island. That's heaven.
All
Yeah,
started
Fantasy
bullshit, I
Island. Yes,
think.
they made a new one. It. I don't know, Connie. I mean, it wasn't bad. I don't know. I like the original. You know. What's that? What was that? The old show there. Um, Alice. Was that Alice with the diner?
Yeah.
That's a good show.
Mel's Diner.
Yep, Mel's Diner. Um, Archie Bunker.
Archie Bunker's Place.
Yeah.
Then you got
then
the
you had
All in the
Sanford
Family.
and Son.
Sanford and Son,
I mean,
yeah.
it's like all these old shows, and it's like if I find, if I see them online, if I see them on like when we're flipping through like Netflix or Hulu or Tubi or whatever, I like watching them. I'll catch myself watching them every now and then. But the old shows, they don't make the shows like they used to. It's not the same.
Welcome Back, Carter. And all that.
Yeah, South Park finger bang episode. Yes, that listen, my son was a fuck. Oh my god, my youngest son always watching South Park. Well, yeah, they don't make shit like they. Yeah, the old family shows, A1, the old family shows where everybody sat down. Yes, never WKRP in Cincinnati. Haley, it's funny how you bring that up. That was a good
That
show
was a good
too.
show.
That was a good show. Three's a Company with Jack Ritter.
Three's
That
a
was another
Crowd.
one. Happy Days.
Yep.
With Lenny and Squiggy.
Yep.
Um,
Laverne and Shirley.
yeah, Laverne and Shirley. I mean, just awesome, awesome shows, and you have to
They don't
search
have-
for them.
They don't have shit like
You know?
that today. Not at all.
But it's the new age. It's this is 2025. And that's the thing. It's 2025.
Need to bring the 80s back.
Starsky and Hutch, absolutely. The original Starsky and Hutch. What's the one with Dukes of Hazzard? Mama's Family, yes. That's just old shows. This is something from our childhood memories that we remember. you know, and it was a good time. But not to keep everybody up. It's 9:30 here. Did you watch Fill in the Blank or Match? Yes, that wasn't a bad. Yeah, yeah, yep. Now it's video games like crazy. Yes, it is. Love Dukes of Hazzard. Awesome, awesome show. You know, the new one wasn't bad when they came out with Johnny Knoxville, Willie Nelson. Who was it? Sean William Scott. Was it Sean William Scott? I can't remember his name. But that was a good one. I didn't like the one after that. You know, Dukes of Hazzard 2. You know, back when they were young or whatever. Um, Weekend at Bernie's. That was a good movie. Benny Hill, Beverly Hillbillies. Now you guys got me thinking about all this shit. You know, yeah, Mama's Family was the best.
Oh,
yeah.
this life is boring. No, I'm just kidding.
I already said what I had to say.
I'm just kidding. I said.
I already said. Oops. It's 6:30 p.m. here. I am sure you are tired. Oh no, I'm not tired. That's right. I forgot you're 3 hours behind me, A1. I forgot. Because I know Mama Bear, she is 2 hours. But yeah, I mean, it just all the old shows, you know. I'm sure there's a couple people on here that are, you know, might be, you know, a couple years older than me or whatever the case may be, or around the same age. I'm 53, so I used to watch all these shows with my mother. You know, they were good shows, awesome shows. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get off because I know I'm gonna get my dog settled down. Yes, Mighty Python was good, Evan. But you know, I got a day ahead of me tomorrow. I got group in the morning, and then I got a meeting tomorrow night. Um, got to work on that sobriety thing, which I'm doing very well on. But I'm gonna go out and hide in the bushes for a little while. I have a black mask. I got black clothes, black hoodie. I got a glow in the dark mask. Um, you can, I can see you, but you can't see me if I wear another one. You're very welcome, A1. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Haley. Thank you, Evan, for stopping in. Greatly appreciate it. You're more than welcome to stop in at any time when I'm doing a live. Greatly appreciate you. Keep up the good work. You know, don't aggravate her too much. But like I said, Evan, you're a good guy. I never had a problem with you. I like you. I don't hold anything against you. But yes, everybody have a good night. Until the next time, love you all. It's been a pleasure. We will do this again. And until the next time, behave yourselves. And just remember, keep your eye out of the bushes. Have a good night, y'all.